All right, Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to where it's due to Yahweh, Bahashim Yasha, Bahasham Chakdash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who were willing to tell the truth, and peace, blessings, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Today, this brother Ayawab come back to you today with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yabashim Shabasham Kakadash. Slakia. Look uneven, but entitled as you see in the title, all adults eligible for the jab. Hashtag news report. There's gonna be a quick news update. Let me share my screen. It says to get straight into it. This is from AXIOS.com. It was published 14 hours ago. It says all U.S. adults now eligible for the Crown 19 vaccine. So all adults ages 16 and up is eligible for the vaccine, for the jab. And there's going to be a point to where if they're going to say it ain't no excuses to why you can't get it. First they like, well, we gotta wait for the adults, or not the slightly. But at first, people was like, well, we gotta let the healthcare workers and the elderly get it first. And, that's how. But now, Biden made it to where all adults are eligible for the vaccine. So there's no excuse. There's no reason why, in their minds, you shouldn't take the vaccine. If it's eligible for all adults, you should take it. And let's see the how many adults have gotten the Crown 19 vaccine in the U.S. And they already know what I'm about to ask. It says fully vaccinated 84.3 million, doses given 209 million. So let's see, you got California with 10 million, Texas with 6.5, New York 5.5, Florida 5.2, and so on and so forth. So you got, what's it say right here? And you get how many it says half of U.S. Let's get this article from ABC News. It says half, why is it? Okay, it says, I always do this. I need to do better with that. But slack you for all that. But right here it says 84.3 million fully vaccinated. 209 million doses given. California, 10 million. You heard it. So, news. ABC News says half of U.S. adults have received at least one Crown 19 vaccine shot. It says the U.S. cleared the 50% mark just a day before the reported global death toll from the Crown Royale topped at a staggering 3 million. So let's see what they say right here. Okay, let's pause it. Start it over if I can. Let's try to. Okay, let's show the full screen first. Okay. Can I start it over? There we go. 2, 3.
A slowdown in the vaccine supply this week was expected, but tonight nationwide, upwards of 500,000 vaccination appointments are unfilled. Georgia alone with some 300,000 open slots, even New York City with availability. And with growing concern over vaccine hesitancy, the CDC Advisory Committee won't meet until a week from today, perhaps further delaying the pause on Johnson & Johnson's vaccine.
What I'm most concerned about, the numbers which are most on my mind, are the rising cases and hospitalizations among those who are not vaccinated.
And the numbers are troubling. Hospitalizations and ER visits climbing as much as 8% in the last week. The number of new daily cases is now just below 70,000, far exceeding the goal of 10,000 to better manage the pandemic. In Michigan, at least 35 hospitals are at 90% capacity.
Patients are again lining our hallways like they were last spring. This situation is very serious.
Helping to fuel the spread of the virus, say doctors, variants that are up to 70% more transmissible and the easing of restrictions. New Hampshire announcing it's eliminating its face mask mandate. Worried a devastating fourth wave could ripple across the nation, tonight federal officials say vaccinations are more important than ever, but it comes at a time when fewer Americans may want one. Miguel Almaguer, NBC News.
So you see that even though
only 9% of plastic is recycled, no matter how much.
So you see that even though the vaccine is getting pushed, man, the Crown 19 is still flourishing. Is still the vaccine, or the Crown 19 is still pushing forward, man. And that's the new variant is also out there getting pushed. I believe there was 100 new cases. Believe in India, 100 new cases of the new variant, man. So what are they going to do to slow? Because you've seen that they have a new that the new daily how many people is getting it daily is 70,000 daily is getting getting positive tested. So but they wanted 10,000. So what are they they got to do something to slow down the spread. You know, he made it eligible for all people. He made it eligible. So now that you don't have a reason, man, to why you can't take this, why you can't take the vaccine. It says almost 130 million people 18 or older have received at least one. It says almost 130 million people 18 or older have received at least one dose of a vaccine, or 50.4% of the total adult population. The Centers of Disease Control and Prevention reported almost 84 million adults, or about 32.5% of the population, have been fully vaccinated. So you see that they trying to get things rolling, man. And you see that this vaccine, or this Crown 19, is not going nowhere. Let me look some up real quick so I can. The last.
Down to that major milestone.
We're gonna get this real quick as well. After this, so this second as only just put it here. Second as 16. This second as 16 in verse 14. Let's jump down. Second as 16 and one, maybe a little before. This second as 16 Let's get some. 2 Ezra 16. Let's just get from start at 5. It says 2 Ezra 16 verse 5. Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? And this Crown 19 is a plague, man. The new variant is a plague, man, and it's coming. So the plagues are sent unto us. Who does Esau? Who does these nations think they are that they can just drive away the a plague that came from the Most High, man? It says, verse 6, may any man, it says, may any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood, or may any one quench the fire and stubble when it hath begun to burn. So when a hungry lion is hungry, when a lion is hungry, are you going to drive that lion away? No. When fire begin to burn and like these Amazon fires and the California fires, man, are you going to be able to put that out by yourself? You see that these California fires and all these fires, man, when that Amazon fire was quenched, or when it was on fire, it took them forever, man, to put that out. Verse 7 says, may one turn away again the shot and the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. The mighty Lord sent the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? So these plagues are sent from the Lord, man. And these nations think they can just drive them away with lockdowns and the vaccines and all this with a shot, man. But it ain't going nowhere. These plagues are here to stay, just like as it says, jumping down to verse 14, it says, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. So these plagues are here to stay, man, and until they accomplish what the Lord wants it to accomplish. Now let's get let's see. Yes, yep. See which one do I want to get? Get this one. Okay. Make it full screen for you. Without further ado.
A major development in getting Americans vaccinated.
Folks, I have good news.
Folks, I have good news, man. I have good news for you. It says, as of today, to get the vaccine, man, Biden has good news for you, man. Let me get this. If it'll hide. When Biden says he has good news, man, y'all should really listen to him. Isaiah 30, verse 1, woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may ask in the sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked in my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. So you have a lot of people that when they heard this announcement from Biden, when they heard this announcement from President Biden, man, Sleepy Joe, that they jumped with joy, man. They was clapping their hands while they were watching him say this, man. Especially these Jakes, man. They strengthened themselves in Pharaoh. They strengthened themselves, hoping that Biden and his government is helping them to fight this vaccine, or fight this Crown 19, so they can go back to normal, so they can go back to how it used to be. But things are not going back to normal. This is the new normal. Verse 3, therefore, shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. So all you Jakes trusting in Egypt, trusting in Sleepy Joe, man, is y'all gonna be put to shame. Y'all gonna be confused, man, when they start showing their true horns, their true agenda, man. Okay, let's get back to this. I have good news for you, my people, fellow Americans.
a major development in getting Americans vaccinated.
Folks, I have good news. Everybody is eligible as of today to get the vaccine.
The White House says it has never been easier to get a COVID shot, opening up access to vaccines for all adults and teens over 16 years old.
If you're 16 or over, it is your turn to get vaccinated.
You heard what they if you are 16 or older, it is your turn. It's your turn. At first, it was the healthcare workers and the elderlies and the nursing homes, so on and so forth. But now it's your turn, America. It's your turn to do your part, America. 16 and older, you're all eligible. You are all eligible. So there is no reason. There's no reason why you should not take this vaccine, man. That's what they're gonna say. And when these jobs and these brand name businesses start saying, if you want to continue to work in my company, you're gonna have to get the vaccine. There is gonna be you ain't gonna have the chance to say, well, I want to let everybody else get it. I want to let the elderly people get it and the healthcare workers get it, and then they're gonna be like, well, Biden said you can get it. So if you want to continue to work at my job, if you want to continue to work in my company, you have to get the vaccine. And you see that already happening in Britain and these other countries, man, where people are getting fired for not taking the vaccine. There was one job that they sent him a note saying, if you don't get the vaccine by this date, you cannot continue to work. And the dude quit, or the dude and didn't work. So let's back this up.
16 or over, it is your turn.
It is your turn, America.
16 years old.
If you're 16 or over, it is your turn to get vaccinated, no matter where you live.
It comes on the heels of a promising new milestone. The CDC says half of Americans have received at least one dose of one of the vaccines, but the coronavirus concerns are far from over. Last week, COVID-19 cases increased for the 8th consecutive week, and worldwide, 5.2 million new cases were reported, according to the World Health Organization. And here in the U.S., there are still 70,000 new COVID cases daily.
Now we're seeing that kind of 40 to 59 age group as the largest group that's getting infected. We're certainly seeing some children that are getting ill, but it's really that young adult population that's driving a lot of the cases.
You heard him, that it's that young adult population that is driving the infections, man. It is the young adult population that is driving the infections. And there was a news article that came out the other day, or like a week or so ago, that more young adults are getting the Crown 19, man, are getting that new variant. Let's see if we can find it real quick. Here it is right here. This is from 3 days ago from CNBC. It says more young people are getting hospitalized as Crown 19 variant spreads. Here's what we know. It says CDC director, Dr. whoever, said earlier this month that hospitals are seeing more younger adults admitted with Crown 19 as more contagious variants spread. Older teens and young adults were among the last prioritized to get the Crown 19 vaccines, and many of them have yet to receive the shots. Young adults are also thought to be involved in more high-risk behaviors, such as playing close contact sports and going out to bars. Those factors, coupled with the highly contagious B117, which is the new variant, are likely driving a surge in young people going to the hospital, experts say. So these young adults, they're around each other more. They aren't taking the precautions that the older people are taking. They go into the beaches more. They playing more close contact sports. They going out to bars. They partying. They going to raves, going to concerts, and all this and that, man. But now, you young adults, you don't have to worry about it no more. You don't have to worry about getting hospitalized because Biden made the did I take that off? Biden made Slaggy, somebody knocking. I don't know if somebody's knocking on my door, but Biden made the Slocky. What am I going through? Biden. I think somebody's at my door.
A major development in getting
Let me
Americans
put this on for you
vaccinated.
again.
Folks, I have good news. Everybody is eligible as of
Let me
today
start this over.
to get the
A major development in getting Americans vaccinated.
Folks, I have good news. Everybody is eligible as of today to get the vaccine.
The White House says it has never been easier to get a COVID shot, opening up access to vaccines for all adults and teens over 16 years old.
If you're 16 or over, it is your turn to get vaccinated, no matter where you live.
It comes on the heels of a promising new milestone. The CDC says half of
You heard
Americans
that. Hold on,
have
let me
received
rewind
at
that for you.
least
He
one
said no
dose
matter
of
where
one-
you
half
live.
of Americans have received at least one dose of one of the vaccines. But the coronavirus concerns are far from over. Last week, COVID-19 cases increased for the 8th consecutive week, and worldwide, 5.2 million new cases were reported, according to the World Health Organization. And here in the U.S., there are still 70,000 new COVID cases daily.
Now we're seeing that kind of 40 to 59 age group as the largest group that's getting infected. We're certainly seeing some children that are getting ill, but it's really that young adult population that's driving a lot of the cases.
And although more Americans are getting their shots, many are still skeptical. In counties where a reluctance to COVID vaccines is highest, so are the number of COVID cases, according to an analysis of data from the Census Bureau and CDC.
We all want normalcy in America. The highway to that normalcy is vaccination.
The Department of Health and Human Services now investing some $150 million to community healthcare providers to ramp up those critical vaccination efforts.
Here's the bottom line. Getting a vaccine will help protect you.
The FDA also announcing the authorization of the first at-home COVID testing kits. They'll be sold over the counter and be available at many major pharmacies soon. Andrew Dimber, ABC News, Washington.
So as I was saying, Slock, yeah, somebody came in. But
It was made into one of the greatest.
I wasn't robbing, but Slocky for that. So as I was saying, that these young adults are getting the vaccine more, and now Biden made it everybody eligible from 16 and up to get the vaccine. So now these young adults have no reason not to get the vaccine now. And so, you got this article. This was April 19th, which is today, I believe. Yeah, today it says, for RT News, it says, if my body, my choice means anything at all, it means having the right to refuse the vaccine. It says, I'll probably take the shot at some point, but those who choose not to do, not deserve. What? Come on now, Esau. Y'all gotta do better. I'll probably take the shot at some point, but those who choose not to, this should be a comma right here, Esau. Who choose not to do not deserve to be hounded like heretics for exercising their bodily autonomy. Anti-maxers aren't the problem. The virtue signaling vaccine zealots are. It says spring is here and vaccine fever is in full swing. My social media is flooded. So, you can get the rest, but I just wanted to get the point that, people are still skeptical. People are still, they bring that my body, my choice. Well, the government ain't thinking it as my body, my choice. The government is thinking as the health and safety of everybody else. It's Revelation 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because they know that he hath but a short time. So they were coming down harder and harder, man. They coming down harder. You see, I was just seeing it that Germany. I might do a lesson on that sometime, but Germany went into full with that, I believe. But Germany's going into harsh lockdowns. You got Britain going to harsh lockdowns. Eligibility for everybody with the vaccine, man. Everybody 16 and older eligible. The Ontario went to full lockdown. You can't enter Ontario. To visit, to see loved ones, to see family. If you do not if you don't work in Ontario, if you aren't providing goods to Ontario, you cannot go in Ontario. It's 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. These vaccines and the chip, this is ultimately leading up to the chip, to the RFID microchip, man, which, Revelation 13, 16 down. So we are not ignorant of his devices. We know what the vaccine is for. We know what everything that Esau is doing is for, man. It's for his bigger agenda, it's for that new world order. I didn't want to make this too long. So, I just wanted to bring out that Biden made it eligible for all adults to receive that vaccine, man. And you don't have no choice. No, you don't have no choice. You don't have a reason not to take it. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the spirit, to body, to the fold. Before I end it off, like the all praise, honor, and glory to where it's due to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahshua, Bahashem Chakidas, the honor to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, the world and title truth, and shalom to the 04 elect scattered abroad at the four corners of the earth. Until next time, shalom, Kwame Yashala, and above, shalom.